Pretty much.
But you think Mike Vick could come back in some way, shape, or form?
I'm not ruling it out that he's not going to be able to come back.
Ever return.
I'm not saying I'd put money on him not coming back, because some team might be that dumb.
That's all I'm saying.
But
the Oakland Raiders would love it.
He would fit right in there, because that's a team full of thugs anyway.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah, man.
I'm not ruling
That's two haterizers you get in today. Like,
I'm not
Who's going to argue that
completely out.
They're the most penalized team in the NFL
I would say,
most years.
I'm not ruling it completely
Al
out
Davis.
that he doesn't come back and
guys,
play
how
again in the NFL.
How can Vic come back if he's got gambling charges against him? The league's never going to let him back for that.
Well, there are certain things that when you're caught gambling, there are certain penalties that you can. But the NFL hasn't even made a ruling yet, and that's the other thing. Is that they're waiting until things are done with him
until he goes to jail
to figure out what the NFL is going to do.
He's going to jail. So
right
after they sentence him, the NFL will probably decide with him.
See, that's why I wanted to wait.
Gambling is another part of it that you don't think about, but it's a good point that Jeff brings up.
This conversation needed to happen a little bit further after August 27th or 28th when he goes in and he gets his sentencing. Because if he gets anything less than 3 years in jail, that's inhumane right there, because that's what the penalty should be, at least for these kind of charges. And 3 years in federal penitentiary.
And I'm going to guess that the NFL's penalties are not going to be during the 3 years he's in jail.
No,
they're going to extend
be
beyond.
They'll be like,
so
you're banned
I think
for
that's
this
going to make it a lot tougher for him to come back, but it'll be interesting. And sadly, this is dominating a lot of the sports and sports talk right now, and it even dominates our show. You don't want to have to talk about something like this. You'd rather talk about athletes doing amazing things and getting over and being on the part of the Make-A-Wish program and things of that.
RBIs last
Garrett
night
Anderson doing big things.
Garrett Anderson having an amazing game. He was the 12th player in Major League Baseball history to have 10 RBIs.
You'd rather talk about Ozzie Smith being the all-time Gold Glove winner.
Nice.
They came out with the Rawlings Gold Glove, all-time Gold Glove team, and Ozzie Smith won it at shortstop. He was, not even arguably, he just was the best fielding shortstop of all time. And I love the glove. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I love the glove. And the Ken Griffey Jr. made it from the outfield. I think he's the only player left still playing. Nope, Greg Maddux. Maddux got it at pitcher. Roberto Clemente and Willie Mays rounded out the outfield.
That's nice.
Brooks Robinson at third was nasty for the Orioles. Joe Morgan. Also a lot of the games now from second base.
Wow.
Johnny Bench won it at the catching position. And the biggest shock of all, the only name I'm not familiar with, Wes Parker at first base. Apparently played with the Dodgers. He won 6 Gold Gloves in his day. Was voted on by the Minions.
All I'm gonna say,
don't know what that's about,
is I wouldn't want to have to hit against that team, because they probably play some nasty defense. Probably
that would be spectacular.
Although the defenses that we played in intramural softball were very good, I'm gonna say these guys might be just a tad better.
I'll tell you what,
they might be.
That's a good lineup, even offensively.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because Greg Maddux can even hit from the pitching position.
That's like
and all those guys can swing it.
It's like one of the best teams ever.
Wes Parker's going to have to bat 9th, though, because we don't know who he is. Yeah. We'll let Maddux bat 8th, because I don't know.
Speaking of Gold Gloves, though, while we were down in Fenway, we saw. This is the first time I've ever seen it. We saw it was a catcher's mitts that was dipped in gold or whatever. It was all gold, and it spun around on a huge rotating base. And I had Veritek's little face under it because he won the Gold Glove last year, and I had never
2005.
seen. Oh, was it?
It was 2005.
All right,
Jason Veritek.
but I had still never seen the Golden Glove like that.
It wasn't dipped in gold. What it was is it was gold material that was sewn up.
Sure.
It was. Yes.
Are we done dissecting the actual trophy?
I looked at it. Well, I mean, I like trophies, so I look at them pretty fiercely, and I made sure to look at this one pretty good, and I could see that it was just gold stitched up. Is what it was. I don't think it was dipped literally in gold.
Okay.
Can I bag on NCAA football for a minute? Because we're under 5?
Yes, because anything you say about NCAA football, I can rebuttal.
Okay.
As long as...
I'm sick of hearing about it. NCAA football doesn't really matter that much. You lose one game and you're done, and that's all I can hear. ESPN SportsCenter decided they would replace their fantabulous Now bracket by predicting the entire NCAA football season. I don't care what's going on in NCAA football week 4. Honestly, even if they broke down every game of the NFL season, which I actually care about, I wouldn't be interested. Because if they're on one game, one guy gets injured, everything changes. I don't need to see these guys sitting down, breaking down every game. I think this is the way it's going to go. I think this is the way it's... Big deal. Big deal. Tell me your end result. Who do you think's going to win? Who do you think's not going to win? I don't need to know every game unless we're going through the actual season as they come about. I don't need to know about week 4 and 5 and 6 right now because who cares?
Okay. I agree that they go a little deep with the preview, but people care about college football.
Okay, well, that is a little crazy. You don't need to do every game. but let's just say that USC is number 1, and they're probably going to win the national championship.
That's why you care,
so
by the way.
pretty much, it doesn't really matter because USC's kind of got this thing wrapped up
LSU.
before we even start.
LSU lost their starting quarterback. So I don't think they're in the conversation.
I'm telling you.
Just
Yeah.
don't
Big
believe the
thanks
hype.
to
Don't
US.
believe the hype.
You gotta believe
Don't
some of the
And
hype.
Tim Tebow, he's not good. He's on the
But
cover.
watch out for Louisville because Brian Brom's going to be nasty.
Brian Brom could very well win the Heisman.
It's going to be
very-
interesting. See, that's
he's a
why you
good
care.
Heisman
See,
candidate.
that's why I care about
And why?
college
And
football.
I don't understand
all
how
the
you care.
races going on.
Because
All the races.
Now, like a lot of the guys
Heisman.
that are good in college are the guys you learn about them
Yeah.
early. So you watch
Yeah.
these guys play in college,
Right.
and then you watch them develop into pro guys, and you watch them get drafted. Like Brody Croyle. I watched Brody Croyle play at Alabama. Like I saw him be good with Kenneth Darby, and now he might start for the Kansas City Chiefs. So it's like I like to see a guy.
Couldn't agree
be
with you
good
more.
in
Look
Look at him
college and
salivate.
then
I know.
He's going.
develop into a good pro.
He's talking his sickness away right now.
All right.
Look, I couldn't agree with you more. I want to watch college football. Once in a while, I do get a chance, and I'll watch a game or two. I like the Bulls more than anything, but I just can't take that they don't have a legitimate way of figuring
Did
out
you
their
see
champion.
the
They
Bulls?
draw-
I want
Did you
it
say
is-
the
it
Bulls
is
or the
flawed.
Bulls?
Bulls.
Oh, because I would have said the UCF Bulls at Central Florida. They're going to be
They're
big.
getting a lot of
No,
love.
they're
Actually,
not. But anyway.
University of South Florida is the Bulls. Central Florida is the Knights.
That's right. Dante Culpepper's alma
The
mater.
people at 373 Weaver, you moved your chairs the day after I said that on the show, and I thought you did it for me, and it turns out you were just heeding the tornado warning. But God, I wish there was a tornado every day. Clean up your lawn, you white trash.
Oh.
All right, we're nearing the end of the show. So thanks to Jeff and Pops for running the camera today, and we'll be back next week with more trash. It may or may not be the NFL special. Thanks for coming. And 5, 4, 3. Now we're just blacking out.